Hello and welcome to a quick insight into how we build our staple P90s. This is going to be a very quick video, just running through the process, and what you're looking at now is the base of the 3D printer that is used first for the bobbin and then the cover of the staple P90 as well. So can't film the whole thing, as the whole thing takes about 2.5 hours and the battery is not going to last that long, but we'll get a few seconds every 10 minutes or so and then mesh it all together in an editing, and it should give a good idea of what the process looks like. And now the two bobbins are now printed, and you can see that they've got a bit of supporting material in the middle there, which that's going to need to be pulled out, and then these can be wound. So now the supporting material has been removed from the bobbins and they are ready for winding. And now the two bobbins are wound with wire, so the next job is now to tape them up and hook them up. And now you can see the bobbins have been wound and they've been taped up, and you can see just on the bottom of here the two hookup wires. These hook directly into the coil under the tape here, and the reason they're looped around here is so that when, well, they're connected onto the braided output lead here on either end. One is on the shield and one is on the inner core of it. The reason for that and them being looped is that usually there's a metal base plate. Now these are completely plastic, so usually the metal base plate is then soldered onto the braid here, which holds everything together, so there's no pull risk. If you pull this, it'll pull anything out. So these are looped through here to essentially do the same sort of thing, in that if I pull this, and bearing in mind that this is connected under the tape here, if I pull this, neither of these are going to move, so it makes it secure and means that you can tug this within reason without damaging the pickup at all. And now the next stage for these two is now they are going to be potted in lacquer. So this achieves exactly the same thing as normal wax potting, but because the melting point of these is it's not actually as low as the wax temperature, but it does make them a bit bendy, which when you've got the pressure of the coil winds pushing out at the sides here and here, usually it starts bowing slightly at wax potting temperatures. So they're potted in lacquer, which means that they won't bow under the pressure of the coil. But now both pickups have been potted in the lacquer, so you might be able to see a slightly shiny finish to them here. And behind I have the beveled staple pole pieces, which are just Alnico rectangles, and they've been slightly beveled at the ends. And these are now going to be inserted in here, and hopefully this should be possible just by pushing them in, otherwise I do have a press behind. Testing the polarity of each one as I go, because I don't want any of them reversed in comparison to the others. And now I'm going to repeat the process for the other pickup. And now the Alnico staple poles are installed in pickups. They do look slightly more like the staple pickups that we're used to seeing. Now comes the step of aligning them to the right heights. So what this requires is a couple of standard humbucker magnets here, and the method which we use is to stick one on either side here. I'm going to push them all under here, turn this over and push them down, so that they should then be level with the bottom. there. And then once they're in place, they get glued in. Now I don't know how well this is going to come out. I'm probably going to cover it all with my hands, but I am just gluing around either side of the base of the magnets onto the bobbin to fix them at the correct height. Now I've got all the glue there, I want to be sure to align them correctly, and I do that with the base. I'm just going to press the base in place here, just to hold them all to the correct alignment, like so. And now that's going to be left to dry for about 10 minutes or so, and then those should all be in place. And now that the glue has sufficiently dried, the last step is just to install the base plate, which requires the lead to be threaded through the hole. And then it is simply screwed on with a couple of screws here. And now with the base plate connected, we can just install the cover on top, which slips on. And that's it. We have a dog-ear sized staple P90. And then both pickups together look like so.